ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय। ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय। ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय। नारायणं नमस्कृत्य नरं चैव नरोत्तमं देवीं सरस्वतीं व्यासं ततो जयमुदीरये। Reading from Srimad Bhagavatam, 5th canto, chapter 15. The descendants of King Priyavrata. Today, text 16. This is the last verse of this chapter. Tatrayam shlokaha Priyavrataam Vamsam Imam Virajas Charamad Udbhava Akorat Ati Alam Kirtyaha Vishnu Suraganam Yathaha Tatrayam shlokaha Priyabratam Vamsam Imam Virajas Charama Udbhavaha Akorod Ati Alam Kirtya Vishnu Suraganam Yatha Tatrayam shlokaha Priyabratam Vamsamimam Virajas Charama Udbhavaha Akarod Ati Alam Kirtya Vishnu Suraganam Yatha Tatrayam shlokaha Priyabratam Vamsam Imam Virajascharama Udbhavaha Akorodati Alam Kirtya Vishnu Suraganam Yatha Tatrayam shlokaha Priyabratam Vamsamimam Virajascharama Udbhavaha Akoradati Alam Kirtya Tatrayam shlokaha Priyabratam Vamsamimam Virajascharama Udbhavaha Akorodati Alam Kirtya Vishnu Suraganam Yatha Tatrayam shlokaha word meaning. Tatra, in that connection. Ayam shlokaha, there is this famous verse. Priyabratam, coming from King Priyavrata. Vamsam, the dynasty. Imam, this. Viraja, King Viraja. Charama Udbhava, the source of 100 sons, headed by Satyajit. Satyajit. Akarot, decorated. Atiyalam, very greatly. Kirtya, by his reputation. Vishnu, Lord Vishnu, the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Suraganam, the demigods. Yatha, just as. Translation and purport by His Divine Grace, Abhay Charana Arvinda Bhakti Vedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada. Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Translation. There is a famous verse about King Viraja because of his high qualities and wide fame. King Viraja became the jewel of the dynasty of King Priyavrata, just as Lord Vishnu, by his transcendental potency, decorates and blesses the demigods. Purport. Within a garden, a flowering tree attains a good reputation because of its fragrant flowers. Similarly, if there is a famous man in a family, he is compared to a fragrant flower in a forest. Because of him, an entire family can become famous in history. Because Lord Krishna took birth in the Jadu dynasty, the Jadu dynasty and the Jadavas have remained famous for all time. Because of King Viraja's appearance, the family of Maharaj Priyavrata has remained famous for all time. Thus ends the Bhaktivedanta purports of 5th canto, 5th chapter of the Srimad Bhagavatam, 15th chapter of the Srimad Bhagavatam, 5th canto and 15th chapter of Srimad Bhagavatam, the glories of the descendants of King Priyavrata. Om Ajnanati Mirandasya Jnananjana Shailakaya Chakyurunmilitam Jena Tasmai Shri Gurubhe Namaha. Shri Chaitanya Manobhishtam Sthapitam Jena Bhutale Swayam Rupa Kadamayam Datati Sopadantikam Vande Aham Shri Guru Shri Juta Padakamalam Shri Gurun Vaishnavamscha Shri Rupam Sagrajatam Sahagana Raghunathanitam Tang Sajivam Sa Advaitam Sa Vadhutam Parijana Sahitam Krishna Chaitanya Devam Shri Radha Krishna Padan Sahagana Lalita Shri Visakhanitamscha Namo Om Vishnu Padaya Krishna Pesthaya Bhutale Srimate Bhaktivedanta Swami Niti Namine Namaste Saraswati Deve Gauravani Pracharine Nirvishesha Sunyavadi Paschatya Deshatarine Nama Mahavadanyaya Krishna Prema Pradayate Krishnaya Krishna Chaitanya Namine Gauratishe Namaha. He Krishna Karuna Sindhu Dina Bandhu Jagatpate Gopesha Gopika Kanta Radha Kanta Namastute तप्त कांचन गौरांगी राधे वृंदावनेश्वरी वृषभानुसुते देवी प्रणमामि हरिप्रिये वाञ्छा कल्पतरुभ्यश्च कृपा सिन्धुभ्येव च पतितानां पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः। श्रीकृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवासादि गौरभक्तवृंद। हरे कृष्णा कृष्ण कृष्ण हरे हरे, हरे राम 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 हरे हरे। तत्रायं श्लोकः त्रयव्रतां वंशम इमं विरजस चरम उद्भवः अकरोत् इति अलम कीर्त्या विष्णु सुरगणम यथा। There is a famous verse about King Viraja. Because of his high qualities and wide fame, King Viraja became the jewel of the dynasty of King Priyavrata. Just as Lord Vishnu, by his transcendental potency, decorates and blesses the demigods. So this last line of this verse is very important. Vishnu Sura Ganam Yatha. Among all the demigods, who is most worshipable? Vishnu. In this regard, in 12th canto, Sutta Goswami also told this famous verse. Nimna ganam jatha ganga devanang achyuta jatha vaishnammanang jatha sambhu purananang idam tatha. So Sutta Goswami said, Nimna ganam jatha ganga. Among all the rivers flowing in this earthly planet towards ocean or to sea, towards sea, the best river is river Ganges. Similarly, among all the worshipable gods, who is the best? Devanang Achyuta Jatha. Among all the demigods, Lord Achyuta, Lord Hari, or Lord Vishnu, Sri Krishna is the best. This same thing here is also said. Vishnu Sura Ganai Jatha. Among all the demigods, who is the most important and to be worshipable by all? Lord Vishnu. Similarly, Vaishnavanang Jatha Sambhu. Among all Vaishnavas, who is the most important demigod? Shiva. He is a topmost of all Vaishnavas. And next line, Purananang. Among all the Vedic literatures, all the Puranas, Srimad Bhagavatam is the best, or it acquired the topmost position. And same time this verse is telling particularly the name of Maharaj Viraja. King Viraja, a descendant in the ancestry of Maharaj Priyavrata. Maharaj Priyavrata was a son of Maharaj Swayambhuva Manu. Swayambhuva Manu's two sons, Uttanapada and Priyavrata. Priyavrata is famous. This chapter is named as Priyavrata's ancestry. So though Viraja is advertised as the top, very famous king, but this chapter is entitled as after the name of Maharaj Priyavrata. Jai Shri Shri Gaurnitai ki jai, Shri Shri Radha Ras Bihari Lalita Vishakha ki jai, Shri Shri Sitaram Lakshman Hanuman ji ki jai. So Maharaj Priyavrata is also a famous king. He was a Naisthik Brahmachari. Whose disciple? Priyavrata was disciple of Narad Muni. What Narad Muni always advertise? Wherever Narad Muni travels, he preaches, don't enter Grahastha ashram. Stay as brahmachari. Brahmachari gurukule vasandanto gurur hitam. Act and in such a way that you can satisfy your guru, stay as a simple life, simple living and high thinking. So Priyavrata Maharaj was following his guru's instruction. But his father, Swayambhu Manu, he was thinking, my son must enter Grahastha ashram. He should take care of the kingdom and I shall enter or Banaprastha. But Mahabharata Priyavrata was not agreed. He telling, I am follow my guru. I am not going to follow you. You are my father. But in every birth, we can get father and parents, father and mother, but Sadguru gets rarely. So, but finally, Narada Muni Narada Muni's instructions was most valuable for Maharaj Priyavrata, but same time Swayambhu Manu also one Mahajan. Narada Muni also Mahajan, he is also Mahajan. Who? Swayambhu Manu. Among 12 Mahajans, he is also Mahajan. So Swayambhu Manu went to Brahma, told him this Narad is giving advice, such advice to my son, he is not entering Grahastha ashram. You do something. We are Kshatriyas in king, we have to rule this earthly planet. So how can a Kshatriya king become a bachelor? So that's why a Kshatriya king never remain bachelor. He always get married. So finally Brahma, taking the message of Lord Vishnu, he came and he delivered the message. Brahma told, this is the will of the Supreme Lord, Lord Vishnu, that Priyavrata must enter Grahastha ashram and Swayambhu Manu will go to Banaprastha. So now, finally Priyavrata accepted the advice of his father, then he entered Grahastha ashram. That's why there is ancestry. If Priyavrata is not married, then how is there ancestry? His Vangsha Parampara not there. So in this way, Maharaj Priyavrata also was a great king, and in this ancestry many kings' name was mentioned, even Maharaj Gaya. Gaya was a partial incarnation of Lord Vishnu, it is told in this previous verses. So similarly Maharaj Viraja is also very famous king. He was such a great personality. It is mentioned here in the pages of Bhagavatam that King Viraja became the jewel of the dynasty of King Priyavrata. In Niti Shastra it says that Barang eko guni putra nacha satayir nachai murkha satayirapi. It's better to have one qualified son than having hundreds of or thousands of sons, those who are not qualified. Like Maharaj Sagara. Maharaj Sagara, 1,000, so many sons, 16,000. But they are not properly qualified. So what happened? They finally get killed or they get destroyed by the Kapil Muni's wrath or by angry looking at Kapil Muni when looked at all the sons out of anger because they do not know how to behave the saintly person. They all get destroyed. So it is told it is better to have one qualified son than to have so many unqualified sons, thousands of unqualified sons. Just like Eko Chandra Tamohanti Nacha Tara Ganairyapi. There is so many taras, so many stars in the sky. But they cannot eliminate the darkness. Only one moon can dissipate or eliminate all the darkness. Whole sky can be illuminated by the light of coal and by the light of say moon. Full moon night you can see everything is very clear. But this work cannot be done by these stars. Similarly, it is very useful if there is only one qualified son, like Maharaj Biraja, Maharaj Gaya, or Maharaj Priyavrata. That is always glorified. And everyone wants, all parents they want. We must have one qualified son in our house. But they do not know what is qualified son. What is mean by qualified son? Who is most qualified? Why these kings are famous? Because they are great devotees of Lord Vishnu. All these names are mentioned in the pages of Srimad Bhagavatam. They are all great devotees of Lord Vishnu. That's why they are glorified. Among all the peoples, those who are famous, a person who is a devotee of Vishnu, he is most glorified. That's why you are sitting all here in this class are most glorified. Yes? Because you are all at least trying to become a devotee of Lord Krishna. Gita, Krishna is himself declaring that Manushyanang sahasresu kaschit jatati siddhaye jatatanapi siddhanang kaschin mang veti tattvata. Thousands and thousands of human beings are living entities, but very few of them try to think about whether I am a body or soul. In your Bombay city, maybe there are 2 crores of population. How many are thinking that whether I am a body or soul? All of them are simply disciples of Charvak Muni. Yes, there are 2 gurus. One is Charvak Muni, another is Narad Muni. Maharaj Priyavrata and his ancestors, they are following the principles of Narad Muni. They are disciples of whom? Maharaj Priyavrata was a disciple of Narad Muni. Similarly, Maharaj Biraja, they are following this Guru Parampara of Narad Muni. We are also following. But today the people, materialistic people, they follow the another parampara of Charvak Muni. What Charvak Muni says? Runang kritva, ghritang pivet, javad jivet, sukhang jivet, bhasmi bhutasya dehasya kutah punaragamana bhavet. As long as you are in this material body, drink ghee. At least he was a Muni, so he did not recommend to drink liquor. But now people say, well, he told, drink ghee. As much as possible, drink ghee. Runam kritva, if you don't have money, borrow from others, steal, somehow or other, get money and buy ghee and drink. And make your body very healthy, strong, and enjoy as much as sex life of sense gratification as possible in this lifetime. This is a recommendation of Charvak Muni. Who knows when you died, what will happen to you? This body will be just smashed in, it will be burnt, and it will just turn to ashes. Who knows after that what will happen? Don't worry about that. Enjoy this life. That is the teachings of in this modern age education. Bhaktivinoda Thakur says, that's why he says that Jada vidya jata mayara vaibhava tomara bhajane badha anitya sansare moho janmaya jivo ko karaye gadha. This modern educational system, we are simply they're teaching the same thing Charvak Muni is teaching. Earn money, get a degree, university degree. Their school is just like school of Sukracharya. These are whole education system is teachings of Sukracharya, Sandha and Amarka. There no Narad Muni school, no Prahlad Maharaj there. Narad Muni is another disciple is Prahlad Maharaj, and Prahlad Maharaj also opened a school. He advises to his classmates to do the bhakti of Lord Vishnu. Savanam Kirtanam Vishnu. But Sukracharya school is different. See, they don't tell Savanam Kirtanam Vishnu. They taught Savanam Kirtanam who? Hiranyakashipu. Those are great personal, those people are just simply become big posts, big seats in state heads or so. They worship them. Actually, a materialistic person, he worshipped from whom he will get the maximum sense gratification facilities. Prabhupada said, when Prabhupada was in Calcutta, there was a person there, and he was every day after taking bath, he was doing arti of a big picture of whom? Hitler. Second World War time, 1942 time. Big picture of Hitler, and he will do every day after taking bath. Then in the morning he will have incense. Then he will chant, Jaya Hitler Hare. Why? He told, why you are doing this? Why you, this whole entire universe, all the people, they hate Hitler. And why you are doing arti of Hitler? He told, I don't know, but because of this person I become a crorepati now. I am a small business, I had few thousand rupees, but because he started this world war, because of him this world war happened, maybe whole world will destroy, I don't think about that. But my business, by doing black marketing, I get so much money during this world war time. So that's why he is God for me. Who? Hitler is God for me. So that is materialistic peoples. So, in the modern, that's why Bhaktivinoda Thakur says, this modern education simply teaching materialistic education, this simply teaching how to work hard. Jiva ko karaye gadha, how to work like an ass. Work hard and earn money, somehow or other. Money is sweeter than honey and brighter than sunshine. Money is sweeter than honey and brighter than sunshine. This is modern education. Get money and enjoy life. What will happen after, who knows? After death. So finish, everything finish. This is the education. But on the other hand, Bhagavatam is giving the education about the others, Narada Muni's education. Maharaj Priyavrata or his ancestors, they accepted the teachings of Narada Muni. There is a great teacher of Bhakti Yoga. So we accept Lord Vishnu. Our aim is to satisfy Lord Vishnu. Just like Krishna told, there are thousands of people, one is rarely thinks about the spiritual life, whether I am a body or I am soul. Among such thousands of people or karmis, then one become a jnani, thinks about moksha, liberation. But among such thousands of jnanis, one may become, maybe aspire to be a devotee. He is thinking. It is not so easy to become a devotee. Even Srila Prabhupada never claimed that I am devotee. Sometimes Prabhupada, even he present himself like I am simply trying to be a devotee. I am not devotee, but I am trying to be devotee of Krishna. That is one of the sign of a pure devotee. He thinks very duty is humility. He thinks I am very fallen. Uttama hayya apana ke kare kanishthaka gyan. He is topmost devotee in the topmost platform, Uttama platform, but still the symptom of a Uttama Vaishnava that he told, no, I am not doing proper devotion. I am actually most fallen. One time the journalists, they asked Prabhupada, because Prabhupada was just arrived in one airport and he was about to come out of the airport, but there is so many hundreds of devotees, 300 devotees standing there, some Matajis and some brahmacharis, they are all chanting and dancing, Jai Prabhupada, Jai Prabhupada. So a journalist said, what are you doing these people? Why chanting? They all shaved head. And there is also women are with sari, having tilak, all this. What doing? They become very inquisitive. They ask, what are you doing? He told, our Guru is coming. Our spiritual master is arriving. We are here to welcome him. So he told, who is that person? And he saw also many Gardenian garlands. One garland costs about $100. Said, one garland also, so many garlands. They have everyone, many temple presidents there, they have garland to offer to Prabhupada. So when Prabhupada just came out of the airport, all these devotees, they simply, and they are chanting, before they are chanting and dancing, but when they saw Prabhupada, they stopped chanting and dancing, they simply fell down flat on the floor, and they pay full dandavat pranam. And they never seen before the journalists, what is they doing? How they welcoming their spiritual master in our country, system is not there. Some even the Rashtra Netas, who is there, some president, prime minister, they arrive, then some military force will be there, they will stand in the attention position. They put just salute and some topos, some sound, they sound, hard, but some firing will be there. But what is this? These people doing? They become more interested. And when Prabhupada come nearby, more near, then these devotees just put one garland, one after another. Gardenian garlands. So many garlands. Prabhupada was looking very bright, very effulgent, because he is empowered by Krishna. He is a pure devotee of Krishna. Srila Prabhupada is also his life is successful whole. This parampara, Vaishnava parampara has become effulgent because of Srila Prabhupada's in this parampara. He appeared as the pure devotee of Krishna. Just like Biraja is appeared as the famous king in the ancestry of Maharaj Priyavrata. So when Prabhupada just walking by, then the journalist come nearby. He told many Swamis from India, they come and they told that, oh, we are God. And American people also, they think, oh, there are so many God in India. They're coming. So the journalist asked, Swamiji, are you God? Why you are getting so much respect? Are you God? Prabhupada stopped. Then he told, no, I am not God. I am a servant of God. But just walking, putting one step, Prabhupada again stopped. Then his journalist come nearby, he told, I spoke something wrong. Prabhupada told, I spoke something wrong. Actually, I am trying to be a servant of God. That is the humility of Prabhupada. He told, no, I am simply trying to be a servant of God, to be a devotee of God. I mean, this is the devotee never claims that I am a devotee. He told, no, I am simply trying to be a devotee. He thinks I am very Phalan. I am very Phalan. That is so in this way, but we know that Prabhupada is a pure devotee. Just like in other class, you have heard that whatever Prabhupada desired, Krishna fulfills all his desires. That is Saranagati, that is symptom of Saranagati, and that is the proof. Saranga Saranagati hoibe jahara tahara prathana sune sinanda kumara. Narottam Das Thakur, this is prayer by Bhaktivinoda Thakur. Saranagati. If a person can surrender, fully surrender at lotus feet of Krishna, Saranga, so and he follows the 6 principles of Saranagati in his lifetime, then if he is a perfect devotee, then all his desire will be fulfilled by Sri Nanda Kumara Krishna. Krishna will fulfill all his desires. Just we are sitting in this land, and Prabhupada, when he was before there was no ISKCON, nothing, Prabhupada was trying to go America, so going to Srimati Maharaj's house for a ticket in a ship, in Jaladut, in a cargo ship. Prabhupada was walking in this side and this land was empty land. And Prabhupada was thinking, Prabhupada had not a single money in his pocket, but he was telling, oh Krishna, if you will give this land to me, I will make a marble temple for you. I will build a marble temple for you. So Krishna finally fulfilled the desire of Prabhupada. So we are sitting in a marble temple. Simply a devotee desire. Of course there is some struggle, some effort is there, but finally the desire of the devotee always get fulfilled by Krishna. So that's why when in a family, if there is one devotee, then that family is always glorified. Just like Nrsimhadev told to Prahlad Maharaj. When Nrsimhadev appeared and he killed Hiranyakashipu, and then Prahlad Maharaj offered so nice prayers, so many prayers. All the demigods, they, in failure to pacify Nrsimhadev, but finally the Brahma told to Prahlad to go. You go, you try. So when Prahlad came and he started praying to the Lord became pacified. Then Nrsimhadev just took Prahlad, and Prahlad was sitting in the lap of Nrsimhadev. Nrsimhadev was just licking his whole body with his, what? With his tongue. Because he appeared in the form of a lion, his face a lion. So what a lion did with affection. So Nrsimhadev simply licked whole body of Prahlad. He was so affectionate to Prahlad. So he told Prahlad, please ask some boon. I want to give you something. Ask any boon you require. Prahlad told, don't show me. Don't tell me this unkind words. Don't show me, but don't make me greedy. I am born in a family of a demon, demon's family. And generally demons are in ignorance. And again you are telling me to ask something, ask something. Okay. Finally when again and again Nrsimhadev tell like this, then Prahlad said, okay, you give me this boon. Please excuse my father, Hiranyakashipu. He was envious and he did so many wrong things towards you. He was thinking to kill you. But still, oh Lord, please excuse my father, because he is my father. At least this body come out from this father and mother. Please excuse them and especially excuse my father and give him a place in your dham, in Vaikuntha world. Make him free from cycle of birth and death. Nrsimhadev told Prahlad, you don't have to ask this boon. A son like you, if born in a family, then 3 sapta, 21 generations, they simply return back to Godhead. So this boon is not required to a devotee to ask. If he become a devotee, pure devotee, then his forefathers, they will automatically go to Vaikuntha world. So that's why our duty is to simply pure devotee. If you are pure devotee, all your duties will be fulfilled. Whatever your duty in this material world. We are thinking we have so many duties in this material world. Devarsi, Bhutatma, Ninang, Pitrinang, Nakinkaranayam, Runicha Rajan, Sarvatmanaja, Saranam, Saranyam, Gato Mukunda, Parihita Kartum. Karavadam Rishi is telling to Maharaj Nimi, O king, if you do bhakti to Mukunda, if you become a devotee of Mukunda, then you will not be indebted to anyone. You are thinking, oh, I am son of my parents, so I have some debt to our parents. If I will not do sadha, all these things, then maybe I will be indebted to my forefathers. Or you are also getting so many benefits by the demigods. Indra, Chandra, Varuna, they did so many good things for us, just like Indra is supplying us the rainwater, and sunshine is given by sun god, moonlight is given by moon god, and because of moon god we have these vegetables they have. We are getting this different taste of the vegetables and flowers, all these things. And so many demigods, due to the air god we are even existing in this body. If the air god, there is no air, then you cannot live. So many demigods, they did some benefit for us. So I am also indebted to the demigods, Devarsi, Deva, Rishi, and also to the Rishis. We are reading the Srimad Bhagavatam. Who compiled this Bhagavatam? Vyasadeva. All the Vedic literatures. Ramayana is compiled by Valmiki. Even some people may be doing Yoga. Who will compile Yoga? Shastra. Patanjali. Nyaya Shastra. By Gautama Muni. Whatever may be different rishis, they gave us so many shastras. Sankhya Yoga by Kapil Muni. Vaisheshik Jnana by Karnad. Karmakana by Jaimini. All this. Whoever the human beings, they performing these things, following this, their footsteps, they are also indebted to them. They were Rishi. And our forefathers, simply being born in a family, we become the owner of his property, all property of that family. So we are indebted to the forefathers also. So a person always thinks, how can I become free from all these debts? The process is given in Bhagavatam by Karavadam Rishi is telling that simply by taking shelter of Mukunda, Bhagavan Sri Krishna. Just serve one person. Mukunda, if Krishna will satisfy, then all will get satisfied. You will not be indebted to anyone. So that is our duty. And that's why if one person in a family or in a ancestry become a pure devotee, then whole family or this ancestry will be glorified. That's why here is, this verse is telling this Maharaj Biraj also like that, a pure devotee of the Lord. He is very famous. In this ancestry of Priyavrata, he was a devotee. Maharaj Gaya was devotee. So many these kings in the pages of Srimad Bhagavatam, they are all devotees of Lord Vishnu. That's why their names are here. That's why actually, if we want to make our life successful, so what to do? To become a devotee of Krishna. That's why Prabhupada used to say, I visit many peoples, big peoples, and maybe in family there is parents, they have maybe 4 or 5 sons. So I request them, please give one son, me. I will teach him pure devotional service and make him pure devotee. So your ancestry will be glorified, your family will be glorified, your life will be successful. No one wants to give a son, to dedicate full time in ISKCON as a devotee. But those who are learned, they gave sometimes, just like we see Gopal Bhatta Goswami, when he was going to in Tirtha Jatra, then he come to Haridwar in this way. Before Saharanpur in UP, there is one city, Devabandya, and in night he was staying there in a Brahmana's house. And in the evening he did very nice Bhagavatam class. He gave the Bhagavatam discourse to the family. The Brahmana was so influenced, he told there to Gopal Bhatta, I have 2 sons. Please you take one son and train up him and make him pure devotee. So our family will be glorious. So that was the mood of the before. People, they understand what is the, if someone in family become a devotee, they become very happy, parents become happy. So that son, the Brahmana donated to whom? Gopal Bhatta, he became Gopinath Pujari. Now in Radharamana temple, this whole ancestry, the Goswamis, they are coming from that parampara. So people, some even now also, I saw many places, even the parents they are also devotee, and son is also devotee. They are happy. They don't ask, they not make any disturbance to son to do some devotional service. So many examples, but they are very rare. Even we are devotee, father, mother, they are devotee, still they want, maybe my son will be a devotee, but he will stay in home. He also become a grahastha like us and still good. We are still want our son to be educated in Sandha and Amarkas school. We want to send them to the general public school. Thinking, if will not, my son will be educated nicely. So, just like even the Gauranga Mahaprabhu's, Sachimata was thinking, if the Nimai will not be educated properly, then who will give a girl to marriage to him? Because he was going to study the Sanskrit school, and Jagannath Mishra was thinking, the elder son, Vishwarup, because he became a learned person, he read all the Sanskrit, then he started reading all the Vedic literatures, and he went to Advaita Acharya school, then he knows the conclusion of the Vedas and Gita, Bhagavat, then he left home, become a sannyasi. So he must not give proper teaching to this person, who? Nimai. This Vishwambhar or Nimai should remain illiterate. Don't go to school. Stay in home. And Sachimata is thinking, how it is possible he become illiterate, then who will give a daughter marriage to this illiterate son? So anyhow, in this real education is to learning the science of Krishna consciousness. This is the real education. The real education, that is the Narada Muni's education. This is the education in parampara of Brahma, or Narada, in this parampara, any parampara, there is Vaishnava's 4 parampara. This is the real education. But people don't know what is the real education because the whole world is due to the influence of Kali. Everyone now following the other way. Sukracharya's parampara or Charvak Muni's parampara. They are everyone following. So there is how is possibility of becoming a great personality or devotee like Viraja, Maharaj, Priyavrata, or their great devotees, Dhruva, Prahlad, all these peoples. So which parampara you want to follow? You want to follow the parampara of Narada Muni, Priyavrata, and Priyavrata was disciple of Narada Muni, and in this parampara, the ancestry, this Maharaj Viraja, he also a great famous king, because he was also a great devotee of Lord. Devanang Achyuta Jatha, just like among the demigods, Lord Vishnu is famous, or he is telling, Vishnu Suragana is Jatha, among the all demigods, just like Lord Vishnu is most famous. So if you also become a devotee, you become also most famous. Your ancestry will be glorified, and all your forefathers will also return back to Godhead. That is the real duty of a son. Putra, Putra. Pu means the hell, and Tra means who deliver his forefathers from hell. He is Putra. Prabhupada used to say very, very harsh word, very strong word. If someone is claiming that I am Putra, this person is my father, and he is not qualified to deliver his forefathers from the hell, then he is not a Putra, he is Mutra. Prabhupada told he is Mutra, he is not Putra. So if you want to be real son in your family, or you want to make your ancestry glorified, then you become a devotee. Try to become, in the present days also, try to become like Prabhupada, Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur, Narottama Das Thakur, Bhakti Vinod Thakur. They are glorified because their whole ancestry become glorified because of their devotion to Lord Sri Krishna. So it is expected from all of you also to like that. Follow the teachings of Narada Muni and become a great, try to follow strictly and become in one lifetime. Prabhupada told, don't waste so many lifetimes. You have so many lifetimes you have served Maya, but you just sacrifice one lifetime and become a devotee of Krishna. Then your life will be successful. You don't need to come again and again. Punarapi jananam, punarapi maranam, punarapi janani jatare sayanam. This cycle will finish. Just do that. And not only you, your all forefathers, they also return back to Godhead. So this path is glorious. This path of devotional service. Hare Krishna. So it is already time. Any question? Yes. No, the spiritual master finally gave permission. Finally, Narada Muni, when this Brahma came, he told this is the desire of Lord Vishnu, that Maharaj Priyavrata will get married and Maharaj Swayambhu Manu will enter Vanaprastha. This is the will of the Supreme Lord. So Narada Muni then remained silent. So Guru is to teach you to follow the instruction of Supreme Lord Vishnu. Okay? Who is spiritual? Parashurama is not his spiritual master. Spiritual master is duty not to tell you to get married. One can disobey spiritual master in this regard. This depends upon you. Spiritual master duty not to tell you now enter the Maya. Spiritual master is to connect you to Lord Vishnu. Vairagya Vidya Nija Bhakti Yoga Sikhyartham Ekam Purusha Purana Shri Krishna Chaitanya Sariradhari Kripam Mudhije Tamahang Prapadde. This is the duty of a spiritual master, to teach you Vairagya Vidya, not to tell you to enter Grihastha Ashram. So Prabhupada's teaching is always, he tell everyone should remain brahmachari. All the brahmacharis, those who are not married, they should remain brahmachari. And same time Prabhupada says, The women will, all women, no women will remain bachelor. All women will get married. It's a contradiction. How all women will get married? A woman generally, she selects a devotee. Because she is devotee, she also wants a devotee to get married. So there is, Maya is so strong. That's why always it is advertised that you remain brahmachari, remain brahmachari, remain brahmachari, but still some brahmachari will go away. I feel from very beginning it will be upon, no, everyone can, it is good to grasp, then everyone become white. Maya is very strong. So Prabhupada's principle is, this brahmachari, actually the Shastra told, sthane sthitva sutigatang tanobhag manobhi. When you join this the life of bhakti, devotional service, in whatever ashram you are, you stay there. There is no need to change. If someone is grastha, he can also become a devotee, but he remains grastha. No, don't artificially try to, a grastha will try to become, give up this ashram. Is a real responsibility of family life. That is not recommended. But if someone is brahmachari, he also remains. If brahmachari become grihastha, he is not advanced. Or a grihastha become a vanaprastha or sannyasi, is not told that he is become advanced. Sometimes people want to take a renounced order because he cannot maintain their family properly, cannot have some responsibility. That is not good. That is not Prabhupada recommended. If really you are frustrated, your family is not helping you to progress in devotional service, then you can give for a better responsibility to preach this Krishna consciousness. Otherwise not recommended. If one lecture was telling, there is one person in a village, this person was always accustomed to eat very luxurious, very nice foods. He need about 10-12 sabji every day. He works hard, rich person, but in his house his wife has 4 children, 3-4 children, and she is so always busy with the children, how to send them to school, how to bathe them, all these things. So she could not cook so many items. So when the man come to house, he told, hey, I told you to make so many prepare, you cooking like this, 2-3 items, you don't know I don't like this prasad. If you will not follow my instruction, not make better prasad, then I will give up this home and take sannyas. So he was little scared, he became fearful, and next day she cooked all many items. But it was always like going like this, and she was already saying, hey, not making this item. I told you make this item, make this special paneer sabji, or make this pakoda, all these things you are not making, you don't know. I like these things you are not making, so I will go to and take sannyas. So one time, the person who was telling to, I will go to a person just nearby village. This person name is there, just like Gauranga Mahaprabhu went and took sannyas with from Keshav Bharati. I will go to this particular sannyasi and take sannyas from him. So however, this particular sannyasi one time, by doing Madhukari, he came to the door of this family. This Mataji were very, she saw the sannyas, then he understood, oh, my husband telling to take sannyas from him. And she started crying. Then he generally give little, one palm full of rice, but she took big amount, lot of rice and all sabji, some ghee, and she went and, but she was crying very. This central person asked, sannyasi, why was crying? Oh my daughter, please tell why you. Now please, I am requesting you, don't give sannyas to my father, my husband. I have so many small children. Look, I am so busy in my family life. My husband always threatening that he will get sannyas, become sannyasi. So why is he telling sannyas to take sannyas? Because I am not able to cook very nicely for him. He wants so many items to eat. Then this sannyasi told, okay, this time he will come to home and tell like this. You tell him, get out from home. Go and take sannyas. And you remain, you believe me, if your husband will come to me, I will never give him sannyas. He is not qualified to be a sannyasi. He is a servant of his tongue. Jiva lalasa ghini iti uti dhai, sisna udar parayan Krishna nahi paay, Mahaprabhu told. Similarly, So same thing happened. So the next day, the same day, this woman, what he did, she just simply make rice and sag. Bas. Not cook anything. Rice and sag. Bas. His husband come, what happened? Prasadam? Yes, ready. Rice and sag. What is this? He became very furious. I told you so many times, you are not listening to me. Today now I am going to take sannyas. She told, okay, get out. Go take sannyas. She was just puzzled to what to do now. He is telling me, go. What happened? So she got one broom, bring the broom and show him. You are going also, I will just simply beat you with broom now. Like Chandi. So finally he is forced to leave house and he went to this sannyasi. The sannyasi told, okay, beta, chalo. Do Madhukari, he will go Madhukari. So he never goes Madhukari, just hiding his face with his cloth and just walking back. I returned back to ashram, then they cook. He cooked some rice, nice. The Baba will put in earthen pot and rice and some imli pata, make chutney and put tulsi and offer to, come, take prasad. Rice and imli chutney, imli pata, imli leaves, turmoil leaves, this was sunset. Then he started very loudly crying. The sannyasi told, why you are just falsely telling that I am going to be sannyasi? You are threatening your wife every day. Get out here. Go to back to your home. Don't artificially try to be a renounced person. So it is told that any ashram is great. This is ashram. This is brahmachari ashram, grahastha ashram, vanaprastha ashram, sannyasi ashram. In any ashram one can make perfect his life because this is Kali Yuga. No ashram can perfectly anyone can follow. Grihe thako, bone thako, sada, hari bole dako. That is the principle. But principle is, Prabhupada said that when you are not entering any ashram, you are not entering grahastha ashram, you are a bachelor and you started bhakti, then remain in that ashram. Then no need to enter other ashram. Every ashram is great. You can remain like a brahmachari like Narada Muni. Then you can make your Sukadeva Goswami, then you can remain a brahmachari whole life. Or you can become a grahastha also, like many grahasthas. Lord Shiva, Brahma, Swayambhu, Manu, many Mahajans, they are grahastha. But a brahmachari should follow the footprints of Narada Muni and Bhismadev. Bhismadev also Mahajan. So, in this way, every ashram is great. Even in brahmachari ashram, we can also return back to Godhead. Even someone is a grahastha. But you understand who become a grahastha, perfect grahastha, who is like Maharaj Priyavrata, a Naistik brahmachari. If he is a Naistik brahmachari, he is not a real brahmachari. In brahmachari ashram, he is not maintaining his brahmacharya, then he cannot become a perfect grahastha also. He simply become a lusty woman hunter, or he become a grahamedhi. That's why this principle is not recommended. Tera mera raji, kya karega kaji. This is not recommended process. You have to follow the authority. Even if your mind is disturbed, you should take what? Advice from the seniors. From your spiritual masters, from your seniors, devotees. You open your heart, what is your problem, and get the medicine. Not immediately your own whimsical thinking, what I am thinking is perfect. Is not? So, all ashram is great, but still in this age of Kali, how we can enter in process of bhakti? By chanting the holy name of the Lord. Hare Nama, Hare Nama, Hare Nama, Namaiva Kevalam, Kalo, Nastaiva, 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 Gatiranyatha. Grihe thako, bone thako, sada, hari bole dako. Okay? Just we are every day in evening is a Jagannath Katha. So, Maharaj Indradumna make this whole ancestry glorious. Till now we are remembering to whom? Maharaj Indradumna, because he became such a great devotee of Lord Jagannath. Jagannath told, he built the temple in Satya Yuga, in Swayambhu Manvantara. But still, Krishna told, because you gave this, you built this temple and you have fully surrendered unto me. This temple may be broke so many times and may be built again and again by so many other kings. But it is always known as the temple built by Maharaj Indradimna is the, Indradimna the Great. He built this temple. Because when, after Indradimna establishing the Lord on his Ratna Singhasan in his jeweled throne, and Jagannath asked to ask, please ask some, give for boon, take some boon. Maharaj Indradimna was not interested, like Prahlad. A pure devotee never asked any boon from the Lord. Prahlad told, I am not doing any business. Why are you telling like this? Sabai Banik, Nasa Bhakta Sabai Banik. He is not a devotee. You are doing devotional service and asking the Lord something. He is a businessman. Maharaj Indradimna also not ask anything. He told, oh Lord, actually if you, why you are telling me again and again to ask something, if you ask like this, then make my whole ancestry finish from this time. And I will not have any son or daughter. After me there will be no one in my ancestry to claim that this temple is built by my father or my forefather. This temple is your, and I am also your. Everything, surrender. मेरा यहाँ पर कुछ भी जो ना रहे, don't, nothing will be remain as mine. Everything will be your. That's why Krishna told, okay, then this temple is always known as this temple is built by Maharaj Indradimna. Even his Shraddha Tirthis of Indradimna Maharaj, who gave this Pindadan? Jagannath himself. He became his son. Janaka Janani Daita Tanaya Prabhu Guru Upati Tu Sarvama. You are everything for me. That is Saranagati. So that is also our purpose, to become a pure devotee. At least we enter this path, we are following this path. So follow the path of Srila Prabhupada. Prabhupada's father Gauramohan Dev was very happy to see that Prabhupada is in following the path of bhakti. Prabhupada told, my father never think that I become a very big, wealthy person or very famous person. No, my father always thinks my son must be devotee of Radharani and preach Bhagavatam all over the world. That is the desire of his father, and Krishna fulfilled the desire of his father. He was bringing every day many sadhus to his home and telling, Abhay, come and pay obeisance to the sadhus. He was feeding sadhus and they requesting sadhus, please bless my son. He may become a devotee of Radharani and preach this Bhagavatam all over the world. His desire become fulfilled. So that is the duty of all parents also. Guru na sasyat, Janani na sasyat, Pita na sasyat, all these things are there in Bhagavatam. Don't take any responsibility unless you make the person who is under your guidance. If you cannot make him a devotee, then it is not good. Okay? Hare Krishna. Mantra Srimad Bhagavatam ki, Shri Shri Radha Ras Bihari Lalita Vishakha Devi ki jai, Shri Shri Gaur Nitai ki jai, Sitaram Lakshman Hanuman ji ki jai, Jagat Guru Srila Prabhupada ki jai, Nitai Gaur Premanande, Hari Hari Bol.